It had been just a few days since Heather and her husband Rick had given the adoption provider the last materials to review before being matched with the child they longed to bring into their home. There was nothing left but to wait and pray. Heather recognized her adoption caseworker Amber's voice. "Heather, I'm calling because we have a situation," the caseworker said. A baby girl, born 4 hours away, had been born with many of her organs outside of her body, a condition that occurs in only 1 out of 400,000 births. She'd had emergency surgery that day, losing 2/3 of her digestive system in the process. Her mother abandoned her. She still needed a great deal of medical care and a forever home. Heather stood stunned by the extent of the newborn's needs. But that wasn't all. She knew just like that this little girl was meant to become their daughter. But would Rick agree? The couple already had a large family, 3 biological children, and 3 others they'd adopted from Korea. While they were eager to add another to their household, they had never talked about the possibility of a child with extensive medical needs. "Honey, I know this is a stretch, and I know you're probably gonna say no." Rick listened. "This is what we've been praying for," he said. "Tell them yes." A week after Heather got the call from Amber, they met their tiny baby girl and fell in love at first sight. They named her Carissa. Rick and Heather knew that Carissa would face significant medical needs, but they also knew that their adoption provider had long experience in placing special needs children and would walk that journey with them. But little did they know that their adoption provider would soon face being shut down. Heather and Rick's adoption provider, New Hope Family Services, received a call from a New York State employee who questioned New Hope's religious beliefs. Inspired by their faith's teaching about marriage, New Hope believes that the best home for each child they serve includes a mother and a father committed in marriage. New Hope also cares deeply about ensuring birth moms have the option to work with a provider who honors her desire to give her baby a mother and a father, or helps her find a family for her child that shares her faith. But the state delivered an ultimatum to New Hope. Either violate its beliefs, or the state would prevent New Hope from serving vulnerable children and families and shut down the adoption program for good. New Hope is one of many faith-based child care providers across the nation targeted for putting children first. But no child welfare provider should be prevented from serving children and families because the government decides it doesn't like its faith. Another child welfare provider, Catholic Social Services of Philadelphia, took similar steps to continue serving children, and their case is now at the U.S. Supreme Court. The Supreme Court's upcoming decision may well determine the fate of thousands of children longing for a forever home, who are blessed and served by their faith-based adoption and foster care providers. Every child deserves a loving home. Carissa and every child deserves a chance to be raised in a loving family. And faithful and faith-based providers like New Hope Family Services help to make that dream a reality every day.